Welcome back to the channel, and I find myself becoming more and more FUD every day with my old age. And today I want to talk about why you need a revolver. Now, it is true that I work for a 1911 and 2011 manufacturer, Cabot Guns and Alchemy Custom Weaponry, and 1911s are my true passion and true love. So that is my favorite gun. What I'm about to say has nothing to do with usurping the supremacy of the 1911 over all other handguns, period. I just find myself more and more recently, when I'm at the range, gravitating towards shooting wheel guns. And I realized that this is something that really everybody should have at least one revolver, if not multiple. And there's a few reasons why I think revolvers are not just cool, they're still very, very relevant. The guns that I have here are the only revolvers that I have, so I am looking to increase my collection with a few different options there. Starting from the right, this is my model 19-4. This is a late 70s model of a 357. Smith & Wesson 357 that my dad actually bought in the late 70s and had gifted to me. This is my first revolver that I ever shot, and it is a fantastic gun. The blued finish is awesome, and I really love this gun. I know they're still making the Model 19. They have a comped version, which I want to compare this to. But this is cool because it is polished blued steel, and I just love blued steel. And it has the color case trigger, the color case hammer, and it's just a cool old gun that has a lot of sentimental value. And I've actually found myself with this gun, if I'm just in workout shorts and I'm running to the store, I have actually been popping this in my pocket as a pocket carry gun when I don't want to get all strapped up and put a belt on and put my 1911 in my holster. This serves for those, like, I'm just running to the store real quick for some eggs, but I don't want to go unarmed. So this is actually something that I've been carrying quite frequently. This is the first revolver I ever purchased. It is a Ruger GP100, once again a blued 357, and I absolutely love this gun. I really enjoy shooting it. It is more of a modern, version of the gun with stainless parts. But I believe Ruger has been making the GP100 for quite a while. And then this weird guy over here is from a German company called Spore. It is their 286 competition. I believe it is based on the Smith & Wesson N frame. This is also in 357 Magnum. It is a full stainless gun, and it is something to have just for that high-end, competition style revolver shooting. One of these days, I will actually talk even more about this gun. But anyway, why you need to have revolvers, very, very simple. The first reason you need to have a revolver is if you plan on going out into the wilderness, and this is going to piss the 10mm folks off. If you're going out into the wilderness and you're worried about bears, 10mm is not really the round, and 10mm in a semi-auto handgun where there are a lot of, reliability issues in a lot of 10mm semi-auto handguns. You really want to be taking a revolver with 357 Magnum minimum. I have here the mighty 10mm that everyone will tell you is the man stopper of a round. This right here is 10mm. This is 357 Magnum. And really, if you're really concerned about bears, I would say 44 mag is going to be the round that you're going to want to carry minimum if you're seriously talking about bears and or hunting, because the chamber pressures that you can have inside of revolvers and the reliability of being able to shoot multiple rounds of big bore pistol cartridges is just better inside of the revolver platform. You have, if you're going to go up to like something like 50 AE, you have 50 Smith & Wesson in revolvers, but if you're going to go up to something like 50 AE and you're going to get, as far as a semi-auto handgun, you're going to end up getting a Desert Eagle. Just go and see how reliable the Desert Eagle is in 50 AE. Also, you might be telling me, hey, 357 Magnum, there was a gun, a 1911 that was chambered in 357 Magnum, the Kunin 1911 from the 80s, and it has tried to make a resurgence more recently. So why isn't that an option? Well, that's not an option because this is a revolver cartridge trying to be fired out of a an auto loading handgun, And if you've ever seen one of those try to operate, key emphasis on the word try, it is not a very reliable round to feed and eject. The Kunins had a lot of problems. So reason number one that you need a revolver is to be able to carry more firepower in your pocket or on your person. Reason number two is going to be kind of in line with reason number one, hunting. Now, I do see people that get like long slide 1911s or whatever the stupid Glock model is that's in 10 millimeter, and they say, I'm going to take this gun out and go deer hunting with it. Okay. I mean, if you're getting deer with a handgun, more power to you. I don't think that it's not possible. I'm sure it is, and I'm sure it happens all the time. I think that when you're hunting, you might want to be a little more humane and do your best to get a faster kill. So I don't know if 10 millimeter is going to be the right round. So if you want to do some revolver hunting, I think that would just be a badass thing to do. I haven't done it yet, but I do want to get out and potentially do some revolver hog hunting with definitely starting at 357 Magnum, but bumping it up to 44 mag and above. So as far as a hunting cartridge, it is better than 10 millimeter. It is a better hunting companion, I think, than a semi-auto pistol. Unless when you're out hunting, you're worried about two-legged predators, aka men, then definitely have a semi-auto handgun, have a 1911 on you. But if you're worried about other animals, definitely get a revolver in a bigger cartridge. And the third reason that I think you need a revolver is for either pocket carry or backup guns. Now, you all see old, cop movies from the 80s and 90s, and they've got their Beretta 92, whatever they have as their primary sidearm, but then they go down to their ankle, and on their ankle holster, they got a little backup, 38 special. I do think that there is an argument to be made for a backup gun, especially if you are in law enforcement or in some type of a dangerous situation. If you're in law enforcement or you're really concerned about being fired upon, you definitely want to have a rifle first, and then a semi-auto handgun as your backup, but a revolver as a backup gun. But as I already talked about, pocket carry or off-body carry, there is an argument to be made for having a revolver for pocket carry. So this Model 19, I do pocket carry it to the grocery store when I don't want to get all strapped up and put a belt on and get my holster in there if I'm just in my workout shorts or sweatpants or whatever, if I got to make a quick run down to the corner. This is very, very handy for that. For off-body carry, which I am not a proponent of in any way, shape, or form, but if you are going to carry off-body, a revolver is a good option. Now, I'm not talking about selling women pink and blue small double action only hammerless revolvers for self-protection and EDC. I see this happen. If you're a woman and that's what you want, totally fine, but go train with a revolver first before you and go get a semi-auto 9mm, a micro compact 9. Try them side by side and tell me which one you would rather have. What I'm talking about here is the gun store employees that see a woman come in and say, "Oh, lady, you don't need a complex auto gun. All you need is a wheel gun. You just point and pull the trigger and go." And it's a 14-pound double action only trigger with very mediocre sights at best. That's not what I would recommend for women or people just off-body carrying in general. But there is a case to be made that if you do have to off-body carry, a revolver is probably a good option inside of a holster, inside of a bag somewhere else, so that if something gets into the trigger or disables the safety on your semi-auto gun, you're not going to have a round pop off accidentally. So pocket carry, off-body carry, definitely big fan of revolvers for that. Next is skill level. If you want to get really, really good at shooting, go shoot a lot of revolver. Because shooting revolvers quickly and accurately with the heavy trigger, the long trigger, the long double action trigger pull is going to make all of the deficiencies that you may have in a semi-auto more noticeable because of the heavier trigger and the longer trigger pull and the longer reset, because on a revolver you can't short stroke it because it won't actually rotate the cylinder all the way over. So you do need to have very, very, very good fundamentals to shoot revolvers quickly and accurately. So if you get those skill sets set on a revolver, they will definitely transfer over and make you a better semi-auto handgun shooter. Just to give you an idea, Jerry Miculek holds the plate rack world record for handguns, period, shooting a Smith & Wesson 9mm revolver. .01. So that means over all semi-autos, he's just a beast, a force of nature. So that just goes to show how good he is with revolvers, and you go see him shoot semi-auto handguns, and easily the best, if not one of the best handgun shooters in the world right now. And a lot of that comes from him training time over time for years on revolvers primarily. So if you want to increase your shooting skill set, go shoot revolver. Learn to shoot it quickly and accurately, and then go back to shooting semi-auto handguns, and you'll go, wow, okay, this is so much easier. And the last reason I think you need a revolver is because it is just cool, okay? Shooting revolvers, carrying revolvers. When I pocket carry this gun, you know, I really have to resist changing my voice and saying, look, see, toots, you don't know how hard these streets are, and go back to that 1920s, you know, style dialect, because there's just some type of a vibe about carrying a revolver and shooting revolvers that, I don't know, if carrying a 1911 and carrying a steel gun and shooting 45 ACP makes you a man, then shooting revolvers and 357 Magnum and above and getting good at that makes you a double man and will make your testosterone levels go even further off the charts. So the cool factor and the old school cool factor and the, I don't want to say the simplicity of it, because if you've ever seen the inside of a revolver and how it operates, it really is not as simple as you would think. And shooting it is not as simple as just pulling the trigger and having it go bang, because like I said before, you can short stroke the trigger and not get the cylinder to all the way rotate over. And it is much harder to shoot a revolver quickly and accurately than it is a semi-auto, but it is just a cool feeling when you can get good hits and start to increase your speed on shooting revolvers, because it's an old school skill that will serve you very, very well. So that's it. No real review here. I just think that revolvers are cool. They're making a comeback. And if you've been thinking about getting a revolver, you know, look at the use case that you want. There is definitely a good place to start if you want to get like a Smith & Wesson, the Model 19 comp that they have out there, since they don't make this version of the Model 19. There are a lot of really good deals on used revolvers out there, because revolvers don't get shot much. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Handguns in general don't get shot much. So if you're looking for a gun, go search the used areas of your local gun store, go on Gun Broker and search for used guns. The average handgun, I would say, that's sold used has probably less than 500 rounds through it. That's not even broken in, and you can get really good deals. On revolvers, I'd say the round count is probably half that on the average used revolver, just because people don't shoot guns as much as they buy guns and then sell them again. So look for a used Model 19, 357 Magnum, great round, great revolver to start in, or get something with a 5 or 6 inch barrel if you really are looking for a hunting companion and want to get as much velocity and knockdown power out of it. So yeah, if you bought enough semi-auto handguns and you're looking at the next Glonk or, you know, CZ or whatever that's coming out and you're not enthralled, get a revolver. It will reignite your passion for handgun shooting. See ya.